You're listening to another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is the place where you're entitled to Brad's opinion. And now for your host, Brad Allard.
Well, I have an old friend here on today. Well, not that she's old, but
I'm getting there.
Getting there. Camille is on today. We're going to talk about what's going on over on that business next to the hub, that golf place, and also what else is on her mind. Just I'm going to ask her a bunch of hard political questions and all this other stuff.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I got a quiz.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't see how much you remember from school.
Oh, no, that's not fair.
No, okay.
Because until you say I'm your favorite student, I can't recall anything.
Is there any question?
But there is.
No, haven't I said this before? I'm very vague,
sure.
and I never.
Okay, well, just try me. Let's see if I remember.
Andy Pickens has joined us today.
Hey, Andy.
How you doing? Okay.
Good morning, Andy.
And we're just going to have some fun because, what the heck? We've been talking about heavy duty stuff, but you know what? One thing I'm really excited about is, next month in February, I have one open date left, and I talked yesterday to a member of Dwayne Burns' staff, and he's going to be on the show in about 2.5 weeks. And that's
kind of a big deal.
That's what that was funny because that's what I was going to change the slogan to yesterday, and BNI said no.
Hey, I like it.
I know, and I told Robin that, and
what'd she say?
she just rolled her eyes. That's
so adorable.
Yes, I know. Anyway, how you doing, Taylor?
I'm well.
Yeah, the dust is—I don't know what it is. It just seems like it catches me sometimes.
Oh, right.
I had a sneezing fit over here and all this other stuff, and I'm a little clogged up, and I'm like, what is this?
Goodness.
Allergies, everybody's got them. It's you.
Well, let's talk about the sponsors real quick, and then we'll get on to our business. Thank you, Otto, at our place. I was just there earlier this week, and it's always great service, great food. I like going in there because it's a very comfortable place,
Yeah.
Nobody feels uptight. And, Otto and his staff make a real good breakfast, obviously. I would also like about Otto's place is that it's very welcoming to just everybody. It really is. You go in there and it's a very varied crowd.
I have an auto story when you get done with your sponsors.
Okay. Then let's talk about the next one then. A Wild Cigar. Nathan and Chris got the ball games on Sunday. So if you want to go and have a decent cigar and a decent drink, watch the ball game. It's a good place to do it because it's, you actually can hear yourself talk. They're not promoting themselves as a sports bar, but they do have this sports on, in the afternoon. I'd go there sometimes watch the Rangers because I couldn't get the Ranger games on YouTube TV. Now, who knows who's going to get them? That's a whole nother story. But anyway, Wild Cigar's got plans for the Super Bowl, and I'm going to be talking to Nathan about it probably tomorrow or early next week to make sure I know what's on their mind. Also, I have Tiffany on, or she'll be on early March. Tiffany Nico over at Local Life Magazine. She's promoting the St. Patrick's Day pub crawl. And I've been joking with the guests about St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo have something in common, and that is everybody that ain't Hispanic or Irish all of a sudden discover that they are that one day.
That's right.
Son of a gun, Bagora or Bayo Dios or whatever, just where's the beer? And I'm going to get tangled up here. But it's just funny because it just,
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
We all become a leprechaun.
Yes, that's right. And then you have also our friends over at Southern Gem. I see you there a lot.
Your local lady jeweler.
Your local lady jeweler. I mean,
hey, she said there's a special for guys to buy stuff for girls. So if you don't have any girls to buy for, I can.
You could volunteer.
List.
Yeah. That's very kind of you. How noble of you. Oh. She has this. There's Alex Phillips. Hey, good morning to y'all.
Hey, Alex.
I need to get him on the show pretty soon as well because there's lots going on.
I know.
All right, I'll be texting you and/or emailing you, Alex, the next couple of days. Just get ready. Anyway, they have this bourbon and bling going on February 8th. It's from 4 to 7. So it's really meant for men to come in, have a sip, bring your wallet.
Drink too much, so you spend too much.
No, she's very good.
She's a smart lady.
She's not going to.
I'm just kidding.
Well, she's.
I'm kidding.
No, I think she is really.
No, she's really smart. But I mean, I was just joking about tricking people.
No, nobody needs to be tricked because they walk in, they see that merchandise, and
yeah, it's a given.
It is, and not only that, but it's. She just knows how to market well, not only because she sponsors
and she has
the
a
show,
good quality product, and she's just a great person.
Thank you, Gayla, for all you do. Also, This is you haven't met Brenda Ramirez yet.
I just met her yesterday.
You met her, well, that was.
Oh no, I met Brenda and the other guy because they had come
Right.
to the hub.
Mm-hmm. Two maids. They're a really a great outfit. What you do if you want them to come clean either your home or your office or whatever space you have is that you pay based on your rating. And so, in other words, they come in, they clean, and you rate the cleaners, and that's the basis of your payment as opposed to like X amount per hour or per job.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good thing, I think, because it's not just going to motivate the workers and all that, but it also, make sure that you're satisfied with the product. And so I'm going to be looking up the phone number here after I get all this other stuff shared.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can I look it up for you?
Yes. Okay. Well, I got it on my email. I need to put it on the banner here. I'll get Taylor to do that, but. Yeah,
Hey, look, they have pink in their logo.
Yes, they do.
I love it.
Well, she's really pretty bright. I'm just saying that she really knows how to run a business, and it's kind of nice. I'm very pleased to have them sponsored. If you want to get a hold of her, it's 817-764-0733. And I've gotten to know her, and like I said, she's a very intelligent person. And,
yeah.
And I just really enjoy talking with her. Anyway. Also, thank you to John Williams, Old Pro Roofing, 817-734-2756. We need to drag him to Southern Jim. It's not fair.
I already told him.
He's still single.
No, his wife's going to be or his soon-to-be wife's going to be a chiropractor.
Yes, I know, but it's unfair that he's still single. And the rest of us, doggone it.
Hello?
Hello? I know you all are living the life.
Oh, no.
817-734-2756. Also, our friends over at Camco. Candy and Sammy. Sammy Campbell, 817-778-4592. What are you laughing at?
Oh, because I got to see Candy's presentation yesterday.
Yes.
And, she put up that new graphic with the back, the mortgage broker in your back pocket.
Right.
And then we were joking in the back. We were like, oh, look, it looks like Wrangler butts drive me nuts. And
that's
we're
right.
Like, we have your new logo.
Yeah.
Then we even come up with some better stuff. So she's a sweet lady.
It was pretty funny. I was teasing Bianca about that too. Quit it. All right, Candy Gal, 817-925-2661. And that, like I've said before on the show, they've done my refinancing when they were at other locations twice now, and it was always a good experience and easily done. Also, a week from tomorrow is Jessica Valley Reams Snowman Smash, and over at Lost Oak. So get your tickets. Tables are still available for sponsorship. It's a great program. Helps with the fitness programs for the mentally disabled.
She's worked tirelessly for that cause. I respect her so much.
She's going to be on the show a week from tomorrow. No, a week from today, actually. I mean, that's getting my dates right. A week from today to promote it one last time and talk about it some more. So it's a good thing. I really enjoy it. Okay. So I noticed that you have a new tenant on your property there, right there on Renfro. Mm-hmm. Tell us all about it.
I could not be more excited. It's called 1611, and nice. It's indoor golf. You can actually play. Now, I'm not a golfer, so don't judge me. But the guys are great. They work really hard. They have a place right now over in Bryant Irvin, and they've got great pizza. They've got a little bar, restaurant. And so it's individual bays where you go and you do the golf. You can play a whole round at lunch, or they do training. You know what? I have a little blurb. Let me.
Oh, you get some. So basically, it's like virtual golf, but you go in. Well, I mean, you take your club and you go into a booth and you play a course, right? And and you're swinging and hitting, but you're not, actually.
Oh, you're hitting the ball.
Yeah. You're hitting, but it's not like. You're playing 18 holes outside. You're playing 18 holes virtually.
Yeah, and they're going to do some neat stuff in the back too. But they were going to come on the show today. They wanted to come with us, but they had to meet, I think, the architect or someone.
Well, we'll get them on the show soon.
Yeah. So, but in their words, officially, I would like to share with you about 1611 Golf Club. So, and it's actually a club, so it's a membership-based model. 1611 Golf Club was founded in 2017, opened our doors in February 2018, primarily as a game improvement facility. After the first few months of operations, 1611 began to attract not just the avid golfer looking to shave strokes off their game, but the more casual or weekend golfer. The business model began to shift towards the latter. While 1611 has stayed loyal to the game improvement aspect of business by usually exclusively TrackMan technology, which I'm assuming is just like you, kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah, right.
1611 also quickly became a destination for many of those weekend golfers who just love playing the game. with their buddies with the cold drink. Now, 1611 Indoor Golf Club offers full-service bar and kitchen, Trackman bays, a big tilt putting green, and dozens of big screen TVs. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
At 1611, they blend the feel of your local country club with your favorite sports bar, giving the perfect atmosphere to train, play, and party. So it's going to be really, really neat.
Well, I've seen or heard of these, and I've seen them like on social media.
Yeah.
And you can play different golf courses. I don't. The thing is, you might find this odd, but these golf courses are patented or copyrighted. And like if you want to play the Masters, the 18 holes on Augusta National, there's probably going to be a fee involved that's higher than normal because it's not just some generic course, but it's the actual Augusta National course or Pebble Beach or the Colonial here in Fort Worth, whatever. They all have some sort of a copyright on that, which I found to be interesting. But I've read about a place. Sounds like it's the same kind of place where you can go. I feel like playing this particular course, or I want to play St. Andrews, which is over in Scotland, and they rig it up and off you go.
Yeah.
But most of the other people that I heard about using this thing do it for like a driving range. They could practice their stroke and all this other stuff, and you hit that track, and you hit the ball, it tracks where it would have gone if it had been out in the open. And it judges your how well you're doing. It gives you tips or
they do
stats,
training and fittings for clubs and all those things. So I mean, I think every aspect of your golf game can be improved while having a great. I have had the pizza; it's really good. That was important to me. That the food was good.
But you say they'll be open in about 4 months?
No, so I'm not going to say that because I think we have about a 6-month target. But they have to do a lot of work to make it the way they want to do it, and so. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, every aspect, I believe they're going to have some, I don't want to say anything that hasn't been said. It's going to be really neat. And then beyond this, I can tell you that this business model, I believe they're franchising it. This is going to be their headquarters. So,
that's
if that's something that you're interested in starting a business, you can talk to those guys. They've got it kind of worked out. So, but anyway, really smart guys, really nice guys, good group of people.
What the good thing about going there for like your practice is that you don't have to get up early and beat the heat, or
you don't have to book a tee time or get a cart and all that stuff.
Well, you don't have to fight the weather. Sometimes in the summertime, golf just isn't fun when it's 108 degrees. But you go in there, and I'm quite sure it's going to be much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And now, are they selling memberships, or can anybody just walk in with their clubs and say, "Hey, I got an open spot"? So
it is a membership model. Kind of the first thing I thought of when they came in with the weather being like it was. Remember when Michelle came in with Hotworks? She was kind of in a position where the construction lasted longer and all that, and she did her pre-sales over with us next door. And I hope they'll take advantage of that and do that so they can watch construction and meet their people because our community is great about really adopting people, and I know that there'll be guys that will really fit in. So
it just as this community grows, you're going to get more and more golfers. We're really fortunate. We have 2 very nice golf courses available to the Burleson public. You don't find many public courses as nice as Hidden Creek. I haven't golfed in a while because golf is one of those things that if you don't play all the time, you're not going to be any good. It isn't like you can go without picking up a club for 6 months and go out there and hit a par. You have to, practice and play all the time, which means you have a lot of time and a little bit of wallet to do it.
Yeah.
But, I think Hidden Creek is one of the nicest public courses we have. And I've heard from, our friends in the real estate business that all these things like a public golf course, that quality and other type of amenities are on the list of what they look for when they move to this town.
Yeah.
Anyone could book a bay, according to Alex here. Anyone could book a bay in hour increments or have a membership. We started talking to them prior to COVID. Oof.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Alex is a lot of negotiation. And he never told us, Alex. Oh, well.
Because our economic development team is the best in the country.
Well, I think so. And they're also the most discreet. And it's like, come on, Alex, tell us. And no.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you. No, it was. I mean, Alex and Drew and Joni are just so crucial to this community, and so I was fortunate that the timing worked out perfect, and we were able to meet. And actually, I was introduced to them by Alex and his crew.
Well, I always enjoy him when he comes on the show because he doesn't spill the beans on anything coming, but he'll talk about what is known to the public.
He'll get us all excited about it.
Yeah, and give us now that it's known to the public.
Yeah,
persistence always wins is correct. But it's always interesting. And I know one thing that crew is always looking for is diversity. even though it may not seem like it, with all the hamburgers and car wash places. But, I asked about this at the last show, do you think we're getting too much of whatever? And his response was, if people want to put their money in their enterprise, they must see something in there.
Yeah.
When they got all these hamburger joints coming in, you think, are they going to kill each other off? But they must have done the math and said, we'll still make money.
I think our city's just special. I think that the collaboration piece is still there to root for one another. It's not really competition as much as it is, hey, we both do sort of the same thing. Let's support each other in doing that.
Speaking of that, you said you had an auto story.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course I love Otto. He's awesome. And you know how like Babes and Otto and House of Blues and all these places have like all the cool stuff on the walls?
Yeah.
And if we tried to do that at our houses, it would look like a garage sale exploded.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So we have some really neat antique grocery pieces that we have old meat scales that weigh like 1,000-pound cows, and just some really neat memorabilia, cash registers with the little punch keys weigh about 4,000 pounds. And so my first thought was, I wonder if he could use this for decoration in either his new place or his place. Anyway,
Our place.
yeah, is it our place?
Our place.
And so he came over and looked at it, and it wasn't going to work for him, but it was neat because wait, hold on, let me click my notes. Oh man.
Okay.
I think I did take my ADD medicine today.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm so excited he's opening Gina's, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to put such a neat spin on that. And you've been here long enough to have some history there.
Yeah, that was the first place we met. You remember our old friend Mickey McPhail?
Yeah.
He worked there, and now is his first year teaching high school, and he said, hey, you and the wife should come by.
Okay.
And I didn't live in Burleson that first year to high school, but Robin came down for something, and we went to eat there when he was working there. And
Yeah.
so it's the first restaurant Robin and I went to in Burleson.
Well, interestingly enough, I just found out, over 30 now, and I just now found out that that's where my mom and dad were sitting eating pizza when they got the call they were going to get to adopt my brother the next day. I didn't know that. And I was just like, things like that just makes you know that these places have such good spirit and good history and good juju. And so I'm so thrilled for any of Otto's success. He's just so good to people,
Yeah, and there's another restaurant off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember is opening up fairly soon as well. But it's at Steakhouse. Yeah.
That 3:30.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Are you?
Yeah, I like red meat, and so but I'm sure it's going to have a very nice bar, and it looks like it might be a date place. A place you take.
Yeah. It's just humongous.
In my day, going to Western Sizzling was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Let's not do that anymore. Or the Rig.
Yeah, Station 330.
Yeah.
I only went to the Rig once, and it wasn't because the food was any good. It just, I don't know.
It's just kind of a rite of passage.
Yeah, but as far as
But only once.
well, no, but there was a couple steakhouses closer to where Rob and I lived at the time that were about the same, so we went there. But anyway,
and I think 330 is building on some of the history of Burleson, maybe with the train cars and stuff. I'm not super educated on that, but
well, I've heard that that's going to be a train theme to it.
Yeah, I think they were tying in with something with the plaza. I don't know, or trying to build on one of those ideas. I'm not exactly sure, but our Mr. Burleson would know better. But
Alex, so he won't tell you if we don't know.
Well, I think the owner's from out of town. I met him a few times out in the neighborhood, but it's just the development here is so. It used to feel like stop, and now it's just like so exciting,
Well, I think we've come. We're a different community than we were when I first moved here, and you were not a teenager and all that. We weren't as much of a suburb as such, and we're getting. We were like a separate cow town, I thought, because we had several of my students were worked on farms. On now, I don't think I had any in the last decade or so.
Yeah.
But now we're a full on community, and it used to
Joni calls us Fort Worth 2.0.
Well, yes, and I think we are because now we don't have to go to Fort Worth.
You're correct.
When Rob and I moved here, we ate at the Golden Corral and all these other places, where our place is now. Remember, it used to be Old Country Steakhouse, and we ate there a few times.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you want to do something, you had to go into Fort Worth.
Yeah.
You want to go shopping
You had to go to town.
You had to go to town, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's really, you can buy everything you need, here.
You really can.
And it's really nice.
Well, and I think our town, they talk about we're in a bubble where all these special things, and growing up here, it's hard to see that because you're so close to it. But I do think that we have a very special thing going here. We have a lot to offer. So
Yeah, Alex says that 330 is using some of the Burleson history and decorations and concepts.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I think people enjoy that,
Yeah.
be part of it. And then, of course, I tell you one business I kind of lament leaving the Old Town is Moon Tower Pizza. Now, I'm not saying that's just unfortunate, but I always enjoyed going there. I enjoyed going there with a couple of buddies. You remember my old friend Scott? He really liked it too. So when he came to visit over here, he always wanted to go to Moon Tower. Mm-hmm. But, I understand, economics is what they are. That property is pretty expensive and whatever. And, Moon Tower's open in a catty corner from us here in this studio.
Okay.
Right across the street. Mm-hmm. And their target date's way out there because they're having to renovate that building. But the Moon Tower will survive probably in its familiar form, but it won't be in Burleson. It'll be here in Crowley. Similar kind of style, whatever.
Yeah.
The hippy-dippy decorations.
Burleson history restaurants, Derek and Bill, and they just opened the lumberyard.
Right.
So, that's the old Haskew and Gamble actual lumberyard.
Well, I remember it for a long time was the lumberyard, but I also remember that metal building that they renovated was owned by the Nashes, and they had events there. I remember
it was like a party barn at one time.
A couple of wedding receptions I was attended there. I also remember that we had like Christmas parties for the faculty of BHS. We had a couple of them over there, and Frescoes would cater it and that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and Derek's done a good job. He's put actually in the men's restroom. Why do I know this? Because he told me before it opened. I don't frequent the men's restroom.
Yeah, so I hope so.
on the walls, just like the city and some of the banks have done, they've got some of the old pictures of original Old Town Burleson, and so of course he included Haskew and Gamble, and he called me up and he said I put a little picture of Bransom's back in the day up on the wall, so it was pretty cool. He's trying to incorporate that as well. So I love that about Old Town.
Well, see, Alex says we're a better version of Burleson with all the developments, because he's also been, well, he's been here a long time too, so he remembers the old day. And I get on the show with you and others, and we can reminisce about some of the things we miss. But I
don't really miss it. It's just a great memory.
It is. It's it's a great memory. Like every time I had Ronnie Johnson on the show, and I'm going to have him on probably in April as kind of like a farewell, since he's going to be retiring from public life.
Oh, okay.
And, everybody misses Dairy Twin.
Yeah.
And every time I was on the show, people would always say, hey, bring back Dairy Twin.
Yeah.
Please.
That's probably the place I ate the most.
But, I think that I was just reading that book about the making moments, and it's the hamburgers are good, but it's the experience. It's that, making those moments. A hamburger is just a hamburger. No, not at Dairy Twin.
No,
it's a memory. It's a good spot in your life.
Well, a lot of people, you meet there, and it was close to the school.
Yeah.
The high school was at the old building, as we called it. Also, Antonio's has been around.
Yeah.
And I've been there a few times, of course, and
Miranda's.
We have a lot of old places, old time places, I guess, that still are around. But
you can still go where everybody knows your name.
Right.
If you want to.
Another place is long gone, but I remember going there when the kids are small. Was Bill and Marty's down in?
Oh yeah, they're the best hush puppies.
That's exactly why.
Man, those are so good.
Hayden would call it the hush puppy place. Well, they are a fish place,
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
Yeah,
so he liked that, and so that was
it called Bill and Marty Martin's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill and Marty Martin's. Yeah, but that's.
God, that is so in the past.
That is a long time ago.
You can't even get those hush puppies anywhere anymore.
No.
I sure wish somebody would bring them back.
But a lot of. I talked to a lot of people who've been around, and sometimes people comments how, they miss it, and they almost are wishing it was like that.
You just can't do that. I mean, the only thing constant is change.
That, and besides, Shandy will get on here and tell you why this community's growing, because not only because we have the economic environment that a lot of people want, but we're on the highway, one of the main highways of the country. There's a lot of warehouses around here up and down the highway, so there's a lot of employment. And we're still only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Worth, and it's not hard to get to downtown.
You can get to downtown quicker than you can get to the other side of Burleson.
Sometimes.
But but just speaking of Old Town, New Town, whatever, you take Rex and Old South Pancake House. He was kind of like his Burleson at university. Now he's come into this town, and it's like. The people that come here don't just, most of the people come here and really dive in and buy into our community. And I think he's been phenomenal at that, like Otto and many, many others. But, it must be you must feel like a fish out of water when you come to a town like this that is so close but yet so progressive.
Well,
and do a good job, and they do.
And I've talked to people in other communities, just that are kind of tied into their communities, and it didn't like that everywhere. I can tell you, because sometimes if you had a new business move in that already had 3 or 4 like businesses established, they wouldn't be very welcome.
Yeah, they just kind of be sitting there going, what now?
Well, but Melissa Miller will tell you from the Burleson Chamber, and Gabrina before her would tell you, even the competitive businesses are really, really helpful.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, Matt Cobb was on here. You remember, Cobb Plumbing's been here forever.
Okay.
His father passed, and so Matt took it over.
Okay.
And so for about 6 months, while they were dealing with all that, the business kind of went sideways a little bit, and several of the competing plumbers sent them business.
Well, I run out of space. I've got to have somewhere to send it. So I talk to people in the area, and they look at me like I'm nuts. But I'm not in business to crush you. I'm in business to help people. And so sometimes I think that all comes back around.
Well, I just thought it was really a great story that Matt told us that some of these other plumbers had sent in a business to keep them afloat until they can get back on their feet again.
Yeah.
Because Matt was in another line of work and still does some of that, but. So when his father passed, he kind of
jumped in.
Yeah, they threw him in the deep end of the pool, and he had to get up and running as quick as he could. But it was just that's what I like talking about Burleson, some of the real positive stuff, and I talked to Tamara, our real estate friend at BNI, and the things they ask, and Shandy confirms this also. Things they ask are schools and police, and then after those questions are answered, that they're going to be. Kids are going to be taken care of and their security is taken care of. Then they start asking about what to do in town, and they really want a community where if I want a decent restaurant experience, I don't have to drive 30 minutes to it.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have all that.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Or if they need to buy something, every town has a Walmart practically, but if you want to buy something on a more scale, we got these boutiques that got it,
We have great boutiques.
Yeah. And, if you want to, whatever professional services you need, medical services you need, all these things.
You really don't have to leave town.
No, and it just
go to town.
Go to town.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing. And you're part of that Old Town Burleson group, right? What do you call it?
OTBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
So Old Town Business Association.
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't get the A.
Yeah, OTBA.
Oh.
I know.
Right.
So Old Town Business Association. Actually, it was, I believe, Joni and Drew started that years ago. And we've remained small, but we had a special guest speaker, Mr. Burleson, Alex Phillips, at our last meeting. So we had a really great turnout. Thank you, Alex. But Old Town Business Association is just what we're talking about. It's just people coming together to collaborate, to work together, to cheer for each other. And I think the thing that people can't get over sometimes is, we're not in Old Town. Well, I think the city's done an excellent job of showing that Old Town doesn't stop at the plaza.
I was going to ask you, what is the geographic area that OTB considers Old Town?
That's a good question because we're actually considered the Old Town overlay where we are, but it goes all the way to 35. You've got the new men's boutique over there, and so I think
you're talking about the old provisions. That's a nice store.
I know. I bought some men birthday presents there.
Yes.
It's a little bit boutiquey.
Yeah, well, I've been in there a couple of times, and it's
bougie for men.
Well, yeah, you think, wow, these are nice shirts.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are.
I bought some.
You bought some? Yeah. They have Hawaiian shirts and.
No, I need.
It's
been a couple of months. I went there like a couple of months before Christmas.
Well, and my first thought was when the 1611 guys came over. Man, there's so much area to collaborate with these guy things over here. Because I think that the Old Town Provisions was. Oh, thank you. Anyway, back to Old Town Business Association. So we are fortunate because we have the heart of Burleson, I think, is there. Now, if you're not in Old Town, you can certainly join us at any time. We welcome that. You just can't have voting rights. So we're not a political group. We do have the support of the city. Joni.
What are you voting on? Like a membership, leadership, or
we
whatever?
contribute to local nonprofits. We contribute to local events. We like to sponsor. We like to support each other. And so I'm trying to think, what do we vote on? Just little things like if we're going to donate to different causes and things. And it's just a very generous group of people. It's a very pay it forward. It's a very, I can't say enough good things about it. But anyway, we're starting to grow, and I would encourage people to come to that. And so because I said that, it's the second Thursday of every month right now. We meet at 11:30 at Old Texas Brewing Company. Every quarter we have a mixer. So we just had a mixer at the depot in Maine. And so we like to do that just to bring more people in. And then we highlight the businesses that are new. So, that's kind of a way that we can give back to welcome those new folks and show off their talent in their spaces. So that was a lot of fun.
Do you have any idea what's going to happen to that space that was the old Methodist church where Hill College met? It's just now open property. Have you heard any
I've heard a lot of different things. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard any gossip.
Alex,
I'm looking for Alex.
Like,
yeah.
Alex will, I asked Victoria also, and she said, well, I really can't say because it's just a lot of.
There's so many things in the works. I mean, these guys, they make it look easy, but their minds and they're going 24/7.
But since we're not part of all that, we can speculate all we want.
We can speculate. Yeah.
What do you hear?
I feel like it's going to be a one-story building, and I feel like that it's going to be the perfect fit for whoever that they're courting for our city at the time.
Well, Victoria said she would prefer mixed use, have some retail at the bottom and then maybe office space up at the top.
I think it's going to be one story. I've heard 1 and 2, so I don't know.
I've heard 2.
Maybe we could get a confirmation before this hour's over.
And I've also heard it being proposed that that street that separates City Market from.
Yeah, I think they may take that out.
Yeah, take it out and make it parking or whatever.
It makes sense. I think I would really like to see another public open outdoor space, sort of like the plaza, but not the plaza,
Well, that's what Victoria's talking about.
Yeah.
Also, you got this stuff going on, what used to be Jose's, then China King, and then now they're building. And there's going to be like a Shipley's Donuts there.
Love donuts.
Yeah, well,
so much.
So does Burleson, apparently, because we get them. And we have all the hamburgers, all the donuts, and the cleanest cars. When I first moved here,
and mattresses. We have a lot of mattresses.
Yeah. When I first moved here, I thought, this town has a whole lot of dry cleaners. There must be the neatest, best well-dressed people in town around here. But but now we got all these others coming in. But there's going to be, I think, if I remember right, there's going to be Shipley's Donuts. There's going to be like a dentist office, and a coffee shop of sorts, and so that's going to be useful because that building's been closed forever.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, how long is that going to last?
I don't know. That was such such weirdness around all that. It seems like
because they closed China King
so mysterious
a long time ago, and nothing happened. I figured a prime piece of property like that, it's surely going to go.
Yeah.
As far as that old property we were talking about before, the old Methodist church space, I think
it's kind of a if this then what.
Well,
so what I mean.
What I'm hearing, from bits and pieces is that there's going to be like a public space of sorts, but there's going to be businesses, and of course, there's another business I'm trying to think of the top of my head that moved in near Heim and Razuz, Twisted Sisters. Is that, you seen that advertised? I seen it on Facebook.
Why do I know that name? Yeah, Twisted Sisters.
If he drops in, I hope he's still on the air. But no, it's another restaurant. And
Twisted Sisters.
Yeah, and I thought when I first heard it, I said, you talk about we're not going to take it, that kind of stuff.
No, you did not do that.
Yeah, it did because it's my era, right?
We're not going to take it.
But I guess so. But it's another place.
Yeah,
and
I hope so. I mean, I think it's really, it's just so I'm so still trying to wrap my head around that Burleson's a destination. I couldn't wait to get out of here. Now I just can't get out of here. And so.
Well, a lot of the kids, particularly your generation.
Yeah.
The golden generation, as I refer it to. A lot of the kids, when I first started teaching, the first thing they want to do is get the heck out of Dodge. They wanted to, they're going to go to college. A lot of them would go, Charleston or UTA or whatever. But I don't think hardly 1 in 10 saw themselves living in Burleson.
Oh, look at this. What do we got here? Okay. Twisted Sisters, Tap House.
Yeah, Tap House. Right.
So Amanda and Rachel. Sisters from Midlothian. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, I guess I didn't read the whole thing, but yeah, that's neat. I think that'll be a good addition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going in that plaza area.
Yeah. Okay.
And
neat.
And what I'm really looking forward to is now that the construction for Heim is done and all that, and most of the construction's done on that building, and they can take down the fencing and all that.
Yeah.
The farmers market's going to be spectacular, with all that, and and the business that's going to generate. You go to the farmers market, and then you go to the Tap House, or you can go to Heim, or you can go to Fresco's or Texas Bar, or whatever restaurant or bar you want to go to, and it's going to be like county fair every Saturday,
right? Yeah,
so
well, it is, and that just made me think of something. And then I just forgot what it was. Anyway, the destination piece of it is just so bizarre to me. You know, I mean, we have Airbnbs in our town, and like people utilize them to come here, to stay here, and it's like
Really?
this is awesome.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't talk about that, but
Oh no, that's fine.
well, I mean, I have a friend that has a spot over on Scott Street, and she was saying it just stays leased for Airbnb, and I'm like, wow, I did not even think about that, but we're just so fortunate, and I think the Old Town businesses like. Old Town Business Association is great on a bigger level. And what I didn't tell you is we have the support of the city. So we have Joni Benoit is our administrator. I'm the chairperson. Jamie, I think Collier is on the board. And anyway, it's just a great group of people that really, there's, I don't know, it's the real concept of collaboration over competition.
Well, always envious of where you live. I mean, you walk to all these places, right?
I don't even go out. I'm never even at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But it would be ideal if I were a infinitely wealthy party chick. Yeah. So
well, you're a party chick, so you're halfway there.
I am so not a party chick. I wish I was.
But anyway, you say it goes all the way to the highway, so it include the space that you operate.
Yeah.
And does it go across Renfro?
I think it
where
ends at
Mambo's
35. Yeah, no, I think, Rex is considered that. Fish City's considered that. I just met those folks. They're really nice, Fish City. So all of that, I think that it's, I think historically people are always like, oh, the chamber, what do you put out of it? I mean, this town, you get out of this town what you put into it.
Right.
And I think it pays dividends above that, because I just don't think you could find a better place to live, work, or play, like Mr. Phillips says. But yeah, so Old Town Overlay is what we're considered, I believe. And then so this, 1611 and provision and Old South thing, this helps people realize that we do go out to the highway, So it's
like the B&G complex is part of it as well.
Yeah, that's
right?
part of it. So yeah, I think that's where the whatever it's called. I think that's the end of the road there. Those 2-story buildings, and then the Keller Williams and what do you call it? Rio Mambo and the Rim.
Yeah.
So that's like the end of I believe. I could be wrong on that, but people don't think of that as Old Town Burleson.
Does it include also the old police station? Because I know that's going to be coming down soon.
I think so. And they talked about that the other day. It was going to, that is, I believe Alex said at the OTBA that was going to be parking.
Well, yes, but they're still going to have a space. And I when he was on, he mentioned that too. And I said, please keep those trees. And I think that's going to be part, because what I understand with zoning and planning and with city council, they can make those requests. Okay, we're going to do X with it, but we want those trees to stay.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be a couple of retail pads there as well.
You're probably right. I remember what I was going to tell you. Our town is so progressive and so awesome that formerly we did not have a public art ordinance. Okay, we have some beautiful murals in Old Town. And the reason I know this is because when we painted Kindness Matters, there was all these obligations that we had to put that message out. And so I guess at that time it became increasingly important that we don't end up with a bunch of not good graffiti or something everywhere. So so Burleson does have a, I'm not saying it right, but it's basically a public arts council that we I guess are part of city council. We had our first meeting last week. It was really exciting to be able to be that progressive in a creative arena,
Well, when you have public spaces, you want them not just to look nice, but to be attractive and appropriate and whatnot. You just don't leave an open space.
Well, I want to see more art that's beautiful and that gives people that, we're not just, it's not just all commerce. It's, it's the creative piece, I think, really makes it special.
And that's in some of the towns that are growing similar to Burleson have this kind of art expression, if you will, in the public community. And I think that's a great thing,
Yeah.
So,
but you have to be careful because you know how weird artists can be.
Well, but it's not like say here, go do what you want. I'm sure there's an approval process and all that business. And
well, there is, I think there's going to be.
You're right, and they'll show you, a drawing of what they want to do, and you say yes or no. How closely do y'all work with the Planning and Zoning Commission?
The New Arts Council?
No, just
on Kindness Matters. OTBA.
Yeah.
Well, we work closely with the city. I mean, and that's a good thing too.
But do you have influence over the zoning and planning?
No, I wouldn't say we have influence as much as we just that whole collaboration spirit. I think I think we feel heard. I think we feel vested, and I think we feel, I think it's a very positive relationship.
Well, I just wondered if you seek your counsel or advice on what you should do in that area as well.
I mean, I think we feel heard. I do think that.
Because
So.
zoning and planning, it covers this whole city, and and a lot of the growth is going west away from Old Town. But I think it's interesting because the only town that I think of that has a similar kind of attitude about business is McKinney. I don't know if you've ever been there. I go there about once a month to visit a friend, and he lives within walking distance. Scott, yes. Yeah. I go down there about once a month, and we walk down there or go downtown, and they have all these, for like 3 blocks back from the county square, they have the courthouse, they have all these businesses, restaurants, boutiques, they have an old bookstore, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And, most towns that aren't county seats don't have that. We're not the county seat.
No, we're not. That's interesting, too.
And, but we have that kind of county seat center that you don't see very often.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Cleveland's doing the best they can to replicate what they're doing here, and there's some nice things.
Well, I mean, that's the best form of flattery, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they're trying to emulate what we've done, and they can't do it as well, but they can try. I mean, good luck to them. I mean,
you got the old Burleson Cleveland rivalry still in your blood, don't you?
No. I mean, I'm.
Well, it's from high school football. We know.
Well, me, I'm such a football fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
But anyway, you don't see that in a lot of non-county seat towns.
Yeah. Agreed.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I both remember when Old Town Burleson was maybe a geographic reference. It really wasn't a thing.
We rode our horses to the F&M State Bank, like literal horses.
Mm-hmm.
So they just,
and sometimes we would reminisce. I remember Odom's Barbecue was down there.
Yeah.
Where that Pandan Tie store or shop
that was where my family's original grocery store was, right down in that area.
Really?
My brother had his wedding pre-reception in that area. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And then they had the old malt shop. The Odom family did that as well.
That was neat.
But there was going down to Old Town, if you would. That was the only 2 places really I thought you can get something to eat. And then there was a coffee shop that came in later, like Mud Mountain or something like that. Mountain Mud, I forget.
Java Joe's or something.
It was 2 or 3 things, and that was Grump's.
Yeah.
And so they, but nobody really went to Old Town.
Right. Yeah.
And now, people, they're
it's buzzing every day.
Yeah, particularly you go Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah.
They complain about the parking. Well, of course now they're utilizing First Baptist parking.
Okay.
And I think I believe they're going to have some sort of.
We're going to have a fast rail trail system coming, or train system coming.
Yeah, well, I would like some sort of tram or some sort of transport, whatever.
Trolleys would be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, but you're never going to see that.
San Francisco treat. We can all hang off the back with those rice pilaf or whatever.
Whatever. Anyway, but I don't know if you'll ever see the day you'll have public transportation in Burleson. But I've asked a couple of city council members about that, and they're like, that'd be nice, but it's like one of those, we'll put it on the list.
But I mean, would we ever have thought we would be today where we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
I'd like to see us have some sort of, transit system like that, but there's so many other things that really going to take precedence in terms of the budget. I mean, when you grow like this, your infrastructure has to keep up with it, and that's a big, big expense.
It is.
And so, these things like trolleys and maybe tram systems or intercity buses or whatever, that's going to be something that probably, I don't know if we'll see. But you never know.
I mean,
20 years from now, I'm not going to be here in 20 years.
Maybe somebody needs to open like a super Uber bus service or something. I don't know. But I think, let's go back to the city and the OTBA and that kind of thing. The people that work in these circles, I think we're really, as the public, quick to criticize them for not having what we want. And having just a little bit of experience with that, I think we should really take a step back, and we have no idea the hoops they jump through to make all these things, these pieces fall in place.
Exactly. I mean, it's
so. I really, tough. I have not. I just can't say it enough. I have so much respect for our team.
Right.
I mean, they're beast.
Well, if we sat down and thought, okay, what does this town need that
they're
we
probably
don't
already
have?
working on it.
Yeah, either they're working on it or we do have it. I can't think of a single type of restaurant that we don't have. Do we have an Italian place? We got 3.
Yeah.
Do we have a fish place? Well, we got
several.
And certainly hamburgers and pizzas, we got that covered.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, what kind of retail outlet or retail store do we need here? I'm thinking, I don't know of really any one area that we just don't have in town that we have to go to Fort Worth for.
Yeah. Well, and the kind of businesses that they're pulling in here, that they're courting. I mean, these things, they don't just like pop up and happen. These guys are working tirelessly on this, and they're creating just what I'm going to go back to, the moments. You know, you don't just go to Heim. I mean, you go to Heim and you get your picture taken at the plaza, and then you know, they've got the backdrops for every season for your family to do photos and the games outside. And it's just, they create such an experience, such a moment. And that's, to me, that's priceless.
You know, my son Hayden doesn't live here. He lives in Oklahoma City. And,
Right.
and prior to that, he was in St. Louis. And when he comes to visit, he's like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I don't remember that being here and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I took him last time, about 3 months ago. I just said, hey, I'll show you what's going on.
Yeah.
So we drove around town, and he was like, he had never seen
It's amazing.
he didn't see the new Kerr Middle School. He never saw it
I
before.
know, the schools.
Right. He didn't know about the business going on in the plaza.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that maybe moved away, and if they came back, they're going to be surprised
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah. Taylor, and back in, what was it, 2020, we were working on that documentary for Burleson.
Yeah.
And we were, to be able to talk about Burleson, and we have if I send you that clip, do you want to play it with Doyle talking about Bonnie and Clyde?
I can, yeah. I
Okay.
got a actual footage somewhere.
Okay. Well, if you,
How long is it?
just like less than a minute.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's, so to the place the plaza was where they were having shootouts in the middle of the street. Our friend Doyle, his dad was the night watchman, and so we interviewed him. He was close to 100. I don't even know how much. I need to shut up. But anyway, he tells this little story about how he rode in the car with Bonnie and Clyde, and that's such a national, worldwide piece of knowledge, and it's right here in our little town. And it's just funny to me, though, where we came from. And of course, I didn't see that. I was not born at that time.
No.
I'm not that old. But it's neat to have in the same place, being so progressive, having such neat history that people just don't know. And so I don't know. Am I supposed to be finding that? Or are you?
I'm looking for it. I'm not seeing it
Okay,
right now. So if you have easy access to it.
I'll be looking while I want to. Well, no, because I want to share a story. Can I tell you real quickly about the hub?
Please.
So we're in the Old Town Overlay, and we have a new logo. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
Would you say, okay, you're a man. Would you say like, oh, there's pink in that, I wouldn't go there? Of course you wouldn't. You'd be like, what is this about? And you'd go in there, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. I am intrigued.
Yeah. So anyway, Taylor's been instrumental in that, and I'm tough to work with. He's really great about meeting me where I'm at. So thank you,
No
Taylor.
comment.
But that's going to be our new.
Instead of the sign you have now.
Well, we're just ordered it, so it'll be going up.
Speaking of sign, did you have to go through any process with the city to get it? Because Otto did when he changed the sign from Gina's.
Really?
Yeah, there's a
Well, I'm not.
process.
Oh, geez. Well, I just ordered because
I don't think it's going to be an issue because there's already a sign there.
Yeah, it's just going over our
I was
old
replacing
right.
the
ugly
design
sign.
on it. But
Yeah. Well, we just there's some really exciting things going to be happening at that property. With the new blood coming in and the new experiences. I did golf twice in college, and I still don't know how to do it. I don't even think I can hit the ball. But so at the hub, we're shared workspace. It's our new logo. So thank you, Taylor. We've worked tirelessly on that. So thank you.
You're pretty well booked though right now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're pretty full.
But you have like a meeting space that it could be for like a one-time thing, right?
Yeah, we have spaces for people to come in and meet their customers or meet a client. We have. I'm meeting a girl today, and you know what her name is?
No telling.
Camille.
Wow.
Shut the front door. She's taking my last small space. She's going to be a girl power. She's going to be great. So,
Girl power.
I don't want to share her business
Okay.
with you yet because I don't have permission to do so. I didn't ask for that.
Okay.
But I do have a client named Michael Babcock, who's a financial advisor.
Yes.
And you've met Michael.
Yes.
And he's one of the kindest, smartest people I know. And I just want to share a quick story with you. I asked him for permission to share this. It's just kind of encouraging, and I think that it fits for whatever. And we were talking back and forth, and personally, got a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
he
Who
said,
doesn't?
yeah, exactly. But he was, how you doing? I said, I'm a little on the struggle bus, whatever. Anyway, so he went on to share with me, I'm trying to find the appropriate spot, regarding the struggle bus. I hope whatever challenges you're facing resolve soon. Then he goes on to reference a story that he remembers, and I'm going to share that story. In nature, trees that grow up in a windy environment become stronger. As winds whip around young saplings, forces inside the tree to do two things. First, they stimulate the roots to grow faster and spread farther. Second, I need my glasses. Second, the forces in the tree start creating cell structures that actually Make the trunk and branches thicker and more flexible to the pressure of the wind. These stronger roots and branches protect the tree from winds that are sure to return. You're infinitely more precious to God than a tree. You are his son or his daughter. He made your spirit strong and capable of being resilient to the whirlwinds of life. The whirlwinds in your youth, like the wind against a young tree, can increase your spiritual strength, preparing you for the years ahead. So I guess sometimes the Lord strengthens us to help us endure instead of taking away our struggles. And I mean, that's so true. But this is a guy who, I mean, talk about pouring into people around him. Mm-hmm. He had met Ella one day, who's fantastic, by the way, works at the Hub now. And she was talking about her future, and she's 20. Oh, and one thing about my daughter, I'll tell you before we go.
Okay, good heavens.
But
Okay,
anyway,
keep up all these lines of thought
I'm
here.
so sorry. I know. You're really special if you can keep up with my brain. But Ella's fantastic. She's really the first employee I've ever had in nearly 8 years. And that was tough to do because I didn't know if anybody would do it right. And she's like a champ. She's like a rock star. So anyway, he bought her this book, and it really inspired her. And so to watch somebody be inspired by someone you're inspired, it just is a beautiful thing. So I just shared that story with you because I know that everybody's always going through some kind of storm, and if not, it's coming. But Michael's a financial advisor, and his name is Azur.
Right. I remember I met him when about May. I did a show on local businesses, and I was doing yours, and he just happened to be there. So they even do yours too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gave me a call.
Yeah. He's great. Just really, really good person. So anyway, you can go see him there at the Hub.
And maybe we can get him booked on the show if he wants to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am pretty booked through the primary season, but I'll have some open dates, and then when the election season starts, if we have competitive elections, it's going to be hopefully booked in too. But no, my next open date's in a month, and then after that, it's another 3 weeks.
Because you're kind of a big deal.
Well,
you know what else is a big deal?
No telling.
You know, my little daughter.
Gracie, of course.
She's 20.
Yes.
She's in Stephenville.
Still.
And she's going to be the future Miss Berry. So she just got engaged.
Well, there you go.
I know, right?
How do you feel about this young man?
He's a good kid. I really like him.
Did I meet him before? Because I remember she brought a young man around. It was about 2 years ago.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No, 2 years ago. So
Nope.
that's different. Well, well, a young lady like Gracie is not going to be single very long.
I know.
A lot of guys, flying farms to the left, the guys want to take her out, no doubt.
Yeah, she's a tough crowd. She's
when is this wedding going to take place?
October 2025, next year.
Well,
So he's a great. I love Wyatt. He's going to be a veterinarian, and he's like a man. Like he's.
I hope so.
Well, no, I mean. Okay, we do need a sound effect there. Help me. Oh, the wop wop. That's one more thing. I know we're like running out of time, but no, he's like, he can change a tire, and he can help her and pull her out of the ditch, and
which is a common thing, I understand, with her in cars.
That the wop wop. Yeah. Thank you, Brad. No, but I mean, it's a lot of these guys. They don't know how to use tools. They don't know how to fix things, and he's such a good kid. He's got a really old soul, and he's really special. So I'm really happy for them.
I'm sure he's a very fine man, because your daughter has a very advanced spirituality, let's say.
She's cool.
Very
She's a very old soul too.
Yeah, mature spirit that you don't, and a more mature understanding of the gospel and the spirit world than she's still writing books.
She's written two. I don't think she's writing right now. She's actually going to hair school. I don't know. That's not the proper politically correct term, but she's going to be. She wants to be a stylist.
Is she not in Tarleton any longer?
She's still she's taking writing classes at Tarleton at the same time, but she's decided that's what she wants to do, and I just want her to be happy. So,
well, sure, why not?
Yeah,
it's all good. But I know that she's also written books. Her understanding of the gospel, I thought was.
I've learned she's wiser than
a lot.
I've learned so much from her. Yeah, she's my people. I don't know what I'd do without that kid.
Yeah, well,
or that young lady.
Well, and then that's good. Good for her.
And my 2 dad jokes failed yesterday. Do you think so?
They were okay.
Do you want me to tell you again?
Tell us again to the listening audience.
I'm not going to tell you. You know what? I did join this amateur autopsy group.
Yeah.
Tuesday's open mic night.
Open mic night. Get it?
Come on. MIKE, Mike. Open mic autopsy.
Yeah,
nobody. I can't. That's why I'm not a dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
That one I remember that.
Well, that's nothing compared to the time I was kidnapped by mimes.
Mm-hmm.
They did unspeakable things to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not even better.
I get it. Unspeakable.
I did not miss.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm done here.
Yes. So darn, look at the time.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming by. Thanks for coming in, and next time, don't be so shy when you come in. Let yourself go a little bit better.
I haven't been out lately. You can probably tell. So I love our town. I love your show. Thank you for donating it to your time and talent to this community.
It's I'm the one that's blessed. I mean, I've told this many times on the air, but I sit here and listen to all these people at the nonprofits. I hear all these things that they're doing. Like, for example, next week I'll get to hear it. Now, here's my schedule for next week,
Center
guys.
for ASD has something coming up too, right?
Yes, in April. And
Okay.
Bianca
The
and
night lights.
It's Light Up the Night.
Light Up the Night. Thank you.
But see, next Monday, Tim Good is going to be here. You know who that gentleman is?
No, who's Tim
He is
Good?
running for...
Goode.
No, Tim Good. Good. Yes, like good as in... good.
Not an E on the end.
No E.
Like good, like great,
Yeah.
like awesome.
He's running for the Republican primary for district attorney.
Oh, that's good.
And so I'll have him on. I have never met him, so we'll get to learn a lot. Also, Crazy Eights with Lisa Schwartz will be here on the 30th. And then next Thursday, Jessica Valley Reams with the Fitability TX fundraiser. And after that, I have Dale Hanna on the week after that on the 8th. So, and also Colin Gregory's going to be a monthly guest. What?
I've been cut off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think he's kicking us out of here.
You relax. Anyway, Colin Gregory with the police department.
Yes.
Is going to be here on a weekly basis, or monthly basis, rather.
I love the new program.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he's going to be on, or a guest from Burleson PD will be on a monthly basis. So
Yeah, I'm actually going to have them do a lunch and learn at the hub.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about that later since we're getting the.
Well, I'm tired. How about you, Taylor?
I'm exhausted.
Never felt better.
This Camille avalanche.
Did I make
of
you tired?
Camille. Yes, doggone.
I just got to get out more often.
All right.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoy visiting with you.
I do too. I like
As your favorite
reminiscing.
student.
Yes, of course. I got to go. Bye.
Peace.